It's that time once again. I've taken to Twitter and asked you to send me your silliest, stupidest, daftest redstone contraptions you can possibly think of, and you guys have responded in your thousands. Literally your thousands. There were so many to look through, and I would say I've picked out a fairly good selection. So today, we're going to be taking a look at 10 of them. Oh, and in case you hadn't already guessed, a lot of these suggestions have been Christmas themed, hence the lovely snowy backdrop that we have going on right here. Right, let's get down to business. This first suggestion comes from Jasper Nishboa. I know for a fact that I've said your name incorrectly, but they've asked me to build a skiing simulator. So this is what I've created. Now I just want to say a massive thank you to Grian for giving me the idea of creating the skis by placing in the carpets on top of these signs. That looks pretty good to me, and as you can see, we're kind of flying through the environment here. Look, we've got trees whizzing past, we've got big areas of snow flying by. Yeah, I mean, I'd say this kind of does the trick. I mean, I've never been skiing before. Is this what it feels like? I don't really know. To build this one, all I've had to do is create some piston feed tapes on either side, and then we've also got a little chain of pistons firing down at the bottom to create that effect. It's relatively simple in the grand scheme of things, but I would say it's fairly effective. And this is another name that I can't say. Axel Sundqvist? I'm so sorry to everyone featured in this video, has asked me to build a Mumbo Santoni throwing Christmas presents. Now there's something about Mumbo Cactoni that A, you guys seem to love, and B, it's just so easy to decorate. I mean, check out this guy right here. This might be one of my proudest creations. As you can see, his sombrero has been transformed into a Santa's hat. I don't really know what the name of this could be, but I'll let you put suggestions down in the comment section as what that sort of hybrid would be called. But then also his mustache has been transformed into a Santa's beard. And I have to say, I mean, that really has got me into the Christmas spirit. And as you can see, he is throwing out Christmas presents. We've got some diamond blocks being spat out of that cactus arm over there. And then we also have some fireworks being shot up into the sky from that one. I mean, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I also have no clue what this guy is doing. It's like he's got some kind of weird parasite in his bicep. That's disgusting. For those of you who are getting sick and tired of the Christmas nonsense, this one from Ariel Cohen actually isn't Christmas related. They've asked me to make a Mumbo Jumbo Grian face swapper. So I tried my best. I was trying to think of various different ways in which I could do this, and my mind naturally settled on the piston feed tape, as per usual. I mean, piston feed tapes in Minecraft, they can pretty much solve all problems. So as you can see, this is my lovely face right here. I don't know what's happened to my hair. I seem to be missing my hair at this point in time, which is a bit of a shame. It really does frame my face, but if we hit this button, we can get rid of all of that, and then we can bring across Grian. Now, Grian does have some lovely hair, and he also has lovely eyes as well. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did struggle somewhat to build Grian's face on this scale, but I'd say it's recognizable. I mean, you can definitely tell that's Grian, and then if we hit the button once again, of course, it swaps back around, and we have got the Mumbo Jumbo face once again. I kind of want one of these in my house, like a real life version. Can you imagine how cool that would be? This is one that I'm genuinely proud of. Centraplex, in brackets Stuntman, has asked me to build a stocking that shoots coal out of it. Now, I was trying to think, I spent quite a long time trying to think about the best way to shoot coal out of a stocking, and I've ended up with a design that looks a little bit like this. Now, from the outside, that is a fairly convincing stocking, I have to say. It looks like any traditional Christmas stocking, but when we flick this lever, you can see that the end folds back and the coal starts being fired. It's almost like a weapon that you could hold. You could hold this thing, and as you can see, it really is shooting out the coal. Let's break this open so you can see how it works. So what we have is a flush piston door. We then have a redstone clock down at the bottom, which is going to be activating this dropper right here, which is going to be spitting out our coal, and then we have a slime block that fires that coal across. So if we flick the lever, you can see that everything activates, and that is the system working. And I've managed to build all of this so that it actually fits within the tiny space at the bottom of the stocking. As I say, slightly proud of this one. I mean, I just think it's quite cool. Anyway, I'm going to stop blowing my own trumpet because the next suggestion comes from Merry Ryan K, who has asked me to make a twinkling light up Christmas tree. Now, I actually spent a lot of time on this one trying to work out how to make the lights twinkle, because, I mean, redstone lamps, they're either on or they're off. You can't really make them twinkle. There's no twinkle setting to redstone lamps. So I had to do some redstone bits, and this is what I've ended up with. The redstone lamps just really briefly turn off, like extremely quickly, and to me, that looks like they're twinkling. I mean, come on now, they're definitely twinkling there. And hey, it looks even better during the night. That is a proper Christmas tree right there. If we just added in a few extra baubles, that would be very convincing. And the way that I've done it is I've simply got two hoppers going back and forth into one another, sending an item back and forth. We got the comparator output, and then we have an observer line just running right the way up through the center of the tree, which is then sending redstone outputs to all of our lamps. Extremely simple, but I'd say it works wonders. KFAL Enemy has asked me to make a working oven for that Christmas turkey. Now, I'm going to warn you, I am notoriously bad. I'm notoriously bad at cooking Christmas dinner, but I'm going to try my best to demonstrate to you my personal experience with it. So, the first thing that I have to do is I have to get myself a turkey, which just ignore the fact that this is quite clearly chicken. There's no turkeys in Minecraft at this point in time. But first off, we have to open up the oven door. So you just flick that lever right there. And as you can see, place all food here. Okay, so clearly we're having a lot of food this Christmas. There go the 64 turkeys. We close up the door, and then we just have to hit this button up here. And I mean, this oven is so fast. It's unbelievable how quick this oven is. If we just hit it. There we go. There was the chime to say that it's done. Now let's just open this up and... Oh, well, first off, let's get rid of that and... Oh, it looks like I've burnt it again. The whole family's going to be disappointed. I don't know why they get me to do it every year. I mean, what? This is like the 6th year running that I've done this. It's just a charred mess. I don't even think... Yeah, that's not going inside me. What have I said about this, guys? Every single time I do one of these videos. Every single time. There's just... I mean... Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, there it is. There's your Christmas-themed fidget spinner. How'd you like that? Hey? There's no redstone in this one. I haven't even bothered to do a dispenser with TNT in it. We're doing it the old-fashioned way. There we go. The fidget spinner's still there. His hat's gone. That's good enough for me. You know what? No, it wasn't good enough for me. It wasn't. There we go. That's more like it. Just stop. Okay, stop. Moving swiftly on from that one, Jingle Boss has asked me to make a plant that when you water it, it grows right in front of you. Now I have to say this was a really interesting one, and it actually forced me to use a technique that I haven't used for probably about the past 4, maybe even 5 years. So what we have to do is we throw down a piece of water and it gets automatically picked up underneath the dirt, and there you go, you can see the plant is beginning to grow. There it is again. So it's 1 block tall and then 2 blocks tall. I mean, I can't even remember how tall this thing goes. I think 3 blocks. We got 4 blocks of height now. It's not a particularly interesting plant. It's a bit of like a bean sprout. But there it is, 5 blocks in height. I'm fairly certain that's the maximum, but it's pretty cool. However, what's cooler is the way that I've actually set this thing up. So if we just grab ourselves these 2 regular and sticky pistons, you can see that the way that I've actually built this thing is by using what's known as a caterpillar piston setup. So all we have to do is power this redstone here, or unpower it in this case, and you can see that our pistons make their way up. So every single time this is powered or unpowered, it will push the blocks up by 1 block due to these pistons just gradually making their way up through this redstone line. As I say, haven't done this in years, and I really had to rack my brain to come up with it, but I've missed it. I think I should use this more often. Xander Asnot has asked me to build a reindeer that can fly. Now, originally when this was suggested, I was thinking in terms of flying machines and redstone contraptions, but then I realized I was making things way too complicated, when in reality, I can just do this. It's a strange looking reindeer. I mean, generally they're not white, but still, it flies just as well as one. Did you see that? I mean, that's pretty ridiculous, isn't it? He enters orbit. Forget flying, he goes into outer space. And for the final redstone contraption of today's video, Fasty has asked me to build a Santa chimney trap. Now this is actually taken from the Santa-proof chimney that I built in 2014, and it still works just as well as ever. So if we jump down here, you can see that we get hit by a whole bunch of things, including a block of TNT. But the interesting thing about this block of TNT is the fact that it doesn't actually blow up the redstone contraption. If you watch me go over this tripwire, as you can see... Oh no. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please sure to that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo. And I'm out. I'll see you later.